Welcome, everybody. Season 3, round 15, and final round for the season for the Nemesis Racing League. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are in Bahrain at the Sakir. I think it's the Sakir circuit. We're in Bahrain, so it's the final round of the season. So it's finally here. It's a little bit exciting. And hopefully we have a good race tonight. So the championship, the Drivers' Championship, is pretty much sewn up with Honesy taking that out last week. But we've still got a few spots to play for. So it looks like we've got 17 drivers tonight. So I think that's our lowest. I think it's the lowest attendance for the season so far. So I guess that from that aspect, a little bit disappointing. But we've got 17 good drivers, so that's the main thing. So we should be able to put on a decent show tonight. Let's look at last week and talk a little bit last week. So in Suzuka, so it was Honesy who took home the championship, but it was this man on screen, Tosta Cabo, who had quite a dominating performance. It was he qualified P2 and pretty much led most of the race to finish P1. So he took out his first victory of the season last week in Suzuka. So we'll see if the Scotsman can repeat this week. We had in second place, it was Honesy. So with that second place, he was able to take home the Drivers' Championship. So congratulations to him for that last week. And then in third position, you had Tiny Darspike. So he took home his first podium of the season, so in P3. So congratulations to the American there in the Red Bull this season. So well done to him. In terms of championship, so I said that the Drivers' Championship is pretty much all but sewn up, and it is. So Honesy is on top on 236 points. His fellow Dutchman Stein in the AlphaTauri, he's 30 points clear of third place in second. So he is going to take home second place in the championship. So he's had an absolutely solid as a rock season. So congratulations to him. He is racing tonight as well, which is fantastic. I don't think our championship leader is racing as well. So yeah, so that's Stein will take it home in third place. Now, second. Now in third, it's Kachow. So he is on a total of 151 points. So he didn't have a very good race last week. He crashed out at Suzuka. And Domi Lee's only 11 points behind him on 140. So he's in fourth position. So third position is still up for grabs at the moment. So that's pretty much the closest it is in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Ben Smith is up there. He's in 8th position, so he could jump up into 6th tonight. I don't think Stuart Little is racing. Doesn't look like he is. So unfortunately, he's not racing tonight. So Ben Smith has got a good opportunity. Tiny Darspike, I should say, has got a good opportunity to elevate himself up the standings as well. As we see, Tosta Cabo set a 125.7. Probably expecting a pole lap around the 24s. I would say, if you've not joined us before, we do full qualifying here as well. So, hence the time. Yurtis, this man has scored points 3 weeks in a row. So we'll see what he can do this week, as well as I will finish off the constructors, because the constructors is a lot closer than the drivers. So Ferrari are on 271 points. So pretty much the story is if they score 5 or 9 points, they'll take it home. Dace TG's not racing, so he's been a really big part of Ferrari being able to take the Constructors' Championship. AlphaTauri are on 229 points, so both drivers are racing tonight. So Sam Spaniel and Stein. Sam Spaniel's he's had a decent run. He hasn't raced every race, but he's been a capable teammate. So we'll see if he can help support Stein in their battle for P1 of the championship. They'll need to get maximum points to do that, and Honesy will need to have probably a DNF at this stage. Red Bull are in third position on 215 points, followed very, very closely by Williams in 213 points. So probably two of the stronger driving pairings this season, with Dommy Lee, who's been absolutely phenomenal in terms of qualifying. His race results have been fantastic as well. Couldn't quite capitalise last week on Kachau missing out. So we'll see how he goes this week. But in terms of qualifying, in terms of his race pace, he's been very, very consistent as well. Excellent to see this man, Viet, racing. He does co-commentary with me in another league. So excellent to see him racing tonight. Good luck to him. But yeah, constructors. So Red Bull P3, Williams P4. Other positions, so Mercedes are pretty safe in P5 there. Renault in P6 on 118 points, is very tight between them and McLaren. So McLaren on 114, Renault on 118. Callie Robb has been a very big part of that as well. He's been a very solid driver. We've had a few people go through the second Renault seat, and I see that Callie Robb's all by himself tonight. Zandvoort's all by himself in the McLaren as well. So it's going to be a battle of those two to see who will take home P6 in the constructors. P8 is Alfa Romeo on 101. So we see Viet getting out of the way. So yeah, Alfa Romeo is in P8 on 101 points, which has pretty much been all done by Toss Caber. So Juan, who's been his regular teammate, has failed to score a point this season, the only driver to do so. So I was hoping that he'd race tonight, would be able to cheer him on. But yeah, the only driver in the entire league to not score a point this season. So hopefully Juan can regroup and come back next season. So he's on 101. Now it's the Battle of the Wooden Spoon, and this is going to be a race between Yurtis, Ted Wardo, and Will Ann. So it's Racing Point on 35, and it's Huss on 25 points. So that's we'll see how they go. Yurtis is in good form. He's scored points the last 3 races in a row. So we'll see if he can continue that, make it 4. Will Ann scored points last week as well. So he's in good form. He scored points in SFR too. And then Ted Wardo. So Ted Wardo's had an up and down year. He's been sort of here, there, everywhere. But very capable of scoring points. So it's the last round. A few guys might be going for it. So we'll see what happens. And as I say that, Rainer Zufall has jumped into the Alfa Romeo, so that will help out their Constructors' Championship aspirations. So that's pretty much the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. So a few spots still to play for, mainly in the Drivers. It's going to be P3 and P4 between Dommy Lee and Kachau. So we'll have to keep an eye on them. Kachau was a bit sick last week. So we'll see if hopefully he's feeling a little bit better, and it'll be a good battle to watch between those two. But in terms of the Sakir circuit in Bahrain, it's 15 turns, it's 5.4 kilometers long. We're looking at, I would say a pole time would be in the 24s tonight. We're in 125.7 at the moment at the halfway mark of Q1. So I'd be, we'll see if they can drop into the 24s. What else do we need to go through? That's pretty much it at the moment. So the Sakir circuit has actually provided some decent racing. It's good to see that we're racing under lights. It's a bit boring during the day. So let's get into the action. So as we've seen, it's Dommy Lee leading the way on a 125.7. Toss the Caber is very close behind him. But then we see Stein, the Dutchman, drop into the 25.6s. So he goes P1, 3 purple sectors. What about the man from America, Callie Robb? So he's coming around turn 13 at the moment. We'll jump on board with him. So no DRS zone up this short little straight here. Coming through 14 and 15, little sort of double right-hander. Hits the DRS now, And he goes a 126.4, so good enough for P7. What about Will Ans? How's he going? So it'll be important to get a good qualifying session out of Will Ans tonight for Haas. Try and get themselves up there in the Constructors Championship as well. So Will Ans goes P10, so 126.8. Now we're on board with Ted Wardo, so he's coming through. This is turn 10, so I actually don't mind the Bahrain circuit to drive. It's sort of a mix of technical and some fast corners in there as well. A little bit about the history of this circuit within the Nemesis Racing League. It has... where are we? Where's the race briefing? By the way, race briefings, pretty good what Toss the Caber does. I know there was a bit of controversy last week. Did he cut and paste it from Wikipedia? As an impartial viewer, I don't think he did, because I went onto Wikipedia last week to get some Suzuka stuff, and I didn't really see any copying and pasting. So he does a great job with them. He always gives us a little bit of a history of the circuit, but what I like most is he gives us history of the Nemesis Racing League as well. So the last time the Nemesis Racing League were here, it was won by a man named War Machine. What a cracking username that is. Ted Wardo, 126.4. So good time from Ted Wardo there. I'll try and keep up with the action as I yabber on in the background. So it was won by War Machine. The man on screen, Kachow, came second. And my old mate, Mr. Woot. I haven't seen Mr. Woot for a while as Kachow goes a 125.6. So nice lap there to go top of the time as we've got just under 6 minutes left in this Q1 session. Drivers at risk. Mark of Kenya. Surprise, surprise. He loves leaving it to the last minute, the old Mark of Kenya. Tiny Darspike, our P3 from last week. This man on screen, Zandvoort, and Rainer Zufall in the other Alfa Romeo, who's invalidated his lap. So he's going to have to go around again. As we see Zandvoort, he sets a purple sector 2. So he should be hopefully progressing into Q2 with that time. But yeah, so Mr. Wood, haven't seen him for a while. I hope he's doing well. I think he's got some sort of dodgy internet connection issues. But yeah, as we see Zandvoort go 126.2 to move himself clearly out of the danger zone. What about the man who scored P3 last week, Tiny Darspike? So it'd be important for him to try and accumulate as many points as possible. We have spoken about his qualifying performance in the past. The last 2 weeks have been fantastic though. P5, P6, so 6th in Japan as he goes purple sector 2. P5 in Canada. Before that he was 11th in China and Singapore. So he couldn't sort of quite crack that top 5 until Canada. And then he's had a good qualifying session last week and a good race. So we'll keep an eye on him and see how he goes. I think this is the first race, if I'm correct, that Rainer Zufall is racing in the Nemesis Racing League. As we see Tiny Darspike go a 126, so a nice time for him. What about Mark of Kenya? So the man who loves to leave it to the last minute. He's had a pretty rough 4 weeks of qualifying. So last week it was 12th in Japan, 17th in Canada. He didn't race in China. We'll try and forget China. That wasn't a very good. Weekend. It was 20th in Singapore. So last, I think he might have had some sort of ban. I think he crashed out. I can't remember. But then before that was 5th, 10th, and 10th. But the funny thing about this man here, that on screen, Mark of Kenya, he scored the fastest lap 3 times this year. So last week in Japan, the week before in that in Canada. So 4 times. Singapore, he scored the fastest lap, and he scored the fastest lap in Circuit of America as well in the US of A. So the man's got good pace, good 1 lap pace. Doesn't always translate into qualifying, but in the race it does. Finishing positions, a little bit of a different story for the old Mark of Kenya, but we'll get to that a little bit later when we get into the race. So where is he on track at the moment? Yeah, so he's just coming through the right-hander of turn 8. Nice helmet design there. I reckon it goes alright with the Mercedes. So he's had a strong season. So was Stuart Little. Not too sure why Stuart Little isn't racing tonight. He did let me know that sometimes his girlfriend watches the live streams and she asks, is it the Aussie guy commentating? So if Stuart Little, if your girlfriend is watching tonight, yes, it is the Aussie guy commentating tonight. So greetings to her. Hopefully he's watching. He should be watching if he's not racing. Or maybe he's on his Facebook page of I Hate Stuart Little. Or I found out he liked a Facebook page of I Hate the Baby from Ice Age. So I'm not too sure what it is with all the hate pages on. They're all shit postings, obviously. But Marky Kane goes at 1:26.4 and Julie retires from the session. So it's 2 minutes remaining. Rainer Zufor, you're yet to set a time. You've invalidated your lap again, so you are in the danger zone. So is Delta Lima, representing the great nation of Jamaica tonight. Sam Spaniel in the AlphaTauri, so that's not great for the Constructors' Championship. And Will Ans, the man that's in P15 in the other Haas. So Haas not really doing themselves any favours in terms of increasing their position in the Constructors' Championship. So Delta Lima, a little bit of a brake lock up there into turn 11. As he comes through the right-hander of turn 12. Oh, he's turned it around. Has he hit the wall? No, he hasn't. All right, so he's lost it through there. He's going to have to gather himself back up again and re-go straight away and get on another hot lap because we've got just under a minute left. He should be able to do that. I love that he's got the new helmet design representing Jamaica. So that is cool. I like it. I'm liking it a lot. If you haven't watched the SFR Notebook, you really need to do it. I talk about it every week. But the production values from this man on screen are absolutely top-notch. It is professional quality. He does that sort of stuff for a living, so it is professional. You need to watch it with my man Van Rocco. I don't know where Van Rocco is tonight, but yeah, you really need to watch it. So do yourself a favour and check it out. As we see Rainer Zufor, just a plain white helmet. No, that's not too bad. So I like it. It goes with the colour scheme of the car. So I don't mind that. So this man, I've seen him race a lot in the SFR League. He is relatively quick as well, this man. Good friends with Will Ans, I think, and Cornet. These guys usually race with one another. Cornet F1 hasn't raced in this league for a while. But yeah, we'll see if he can get a time set and get out of the danger zone. So that would probably drop down Viet into the drop zone, but it doesn't. So Rainer Zufor, you're out. So is Sam Spaniel. Exotic, you've been all right lately, Exotic. You're on a hot lap still. You're 1,000th down. You've been good, Exotic. So we'll see if he can pull one out here. He is 2/10 away from removing himself from the drop zone. But so far, it's definitely Sam Spaniel. I'll get back to Delta Lima. I'll see if he is able to do it. And Exotic gets himself into Q2 with a 1:25.3. What about you, Delta Lima? What do you got? He's the 6/10 up. So it's not looking good for the Jamaican. He's not Jamaican. That's the cultural appropriation, isn't it? It's a bit rough. I could get barred for that in 2021. And he's out. All right. So that's going to be our drop zone for Q1. So it's Delta Lima is going to drop out. Rainer Zufor in P16, I believe. No, P16. Sorry, writing it down in the wrong area. Sam Spaniel is the man that is going to start P17. Rainer Zufor will start P16 and P15. Vit, what are you doing? You're letting the commentators down, mate. A 1:25.6 was the session best. So that's Q1 done and dusted. We will move on to Q2. No, Vit, you will make it through. Sorry, you will make it through. My mistake. My mistake. You've not let the commentators down. You will make it through. I'm sorry. Just it's with the. It's early here. It's Sunday morning. It's the last race of the season. You know. All right. So that's qualifying. All done on the soft tyre. That's to be expected. We'll see what people pull out in the Q2. We'll see if Honesy goes a alternative strategy. He's been known to do that. In other leagues I watch him race, so we'll see if he does it tonight. But good time from Kachow. Well done, 25.6. Let's move on to Q2. Did wake up to some sad news this morning. The great man Murray Walker has passed away. I had the honour of meeting the great man many years ago when he released his book and he was in Australia. So he will be sorely missed. 97, that's a good innings though. I think the mark of a man is the legacy that they leave, and I think Murray Walker has left a legacy that will last a very, very long time. I'm sure he'll be sorely missed by everyone. So condolences to all of those, all family members, and he's a big loss to the Formula One and motorsport in general community. I remember he started in marketing, and one of their marketing, they were marketing pet food, and he actually ate the pet food as part of the marketing. That was the one thing that really stuck out in the book. But yeah, he was the voice of Formula One as the two Mercedes in sync come out here of Marco Kenya and Viet. So it's Marco Kenya leading the way, both on the mediums. But yeah, Murray Walker, yeah, many great moments. I remember at Nürburgring, can't remember what year it was, but where he suggested that we have a sprinkler system to just randomly turn on during a race to make it wet. But he'll be remembered for all the great contributions he made to motorsport, to F1, and the life that he lived. So rest in peace, great man Murray Walker. Sad news, but 97, a good innings. All right, so it's Q2. So let's have a look at the tyre situation. Fitted tyres. So yeah, so we're going to see a few guys, a lot of people actually. Most of the grid, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 of the 15 have the medium tyre fitted. The rest have the softs. So that's Kelly Robb, Ted Water, Yurtis, Tiny Darspike, Honesy, and Zandvoort. So we'll see how they go, how they fare with those medium tyres. The Q1 time was a 25.6. So set by Kachow. So we'll have a look and see what sort of time comparable they can set in this session on the medium tyres. As Marco Kenya makes his way around turn 14, 15, opens up that DRS flap. Let's go for a lap of the Bahrain circuit with Marco Kenya in the Mercedes. So it's turn 1. The right-hander, Michael Schumacher corner, turn 2. So the infamous spot where Grosjean had his fiery crash last year. Turn 4, the right-hander just clips the apex there. You want to drift the car a little bit wide there to the left. So then turn 5, turn 6, using all the curb. Turn 7, you do the same. Hard braking zone here for turn 8. The right-hander, almost like a hairpin. This is a really exciting part of the circuit. So turn 9, you want to clip the apex, then drift the car right out to the right, and then hit that apex for turn 10 as well. Open up the DRS flap, head up this short straight, up into 8th gear, hard braking zone just at the 50-metre board. Nice line through there, a little bit of, easy to lose traction there, so depending on what assists you're using, it is easy to spin the car around. So as he comes through turn 13, so up the long straight, so no DRS up this straight. You want to get the car as wide as possible, as you can see Marco Kenya doing. hit the curb on the inside of turn 14. Turn 13 is almost non-existent. Open up the DRS flap, and that's a 127.14. Oh, sorry, 127.41 for marker of Kenya, and Viet automatically goes faster than that, so a 127.1. So the two Mercedes, the top of the times currently as we speak, but they're the only two that are out there that have set a time. Our championship leader, championship for season 3, championship winner, Honesy in the Ferrari. He goes a 25.5. That is on the soft tyre though. So 1.6 seconds between the soft and the medium. I reckon that medium can go a little bit faster. Here's Dommy Lee in the Red Bull. So we've just got just a tick over 10 minutes left in Q2. So it's going to start to ramp up. He goes a 126.8. He's on the medium tyre as well. Henry Rogers has joined us. We'll see if he can pull off any more spectacular overtaking moves like he did in Canada a couple of weeks ago. He's just beginning his outlap. So we might have a few more that have joined the lobby, or did I miss him before? I don't think I did miss him before. I'm not too sure. If he has joined the lobby late, he's going to start P20 anyway. That's just the the code mark. Oh, he's turned it around. Maybe with a bit of an arrive and drive style, that could be a just a hazard of that. So Will Ans, let's see if he can make it through to Q3. I don't know if he's made a Q3 appearance so far this season. I will double check though in a second. Exotic, the man who made it through at the last second to make it through to Q2. The American, he's got a different helmet tonight. Usually races with the signature blue helmet, like a blue flame, like an exotic flame. But yeah, purple helmet tonight, so I'm not too sure what that's in aid of. Will Ans, have you made it into Q3? He has made it into Q3 in China. So we'll see if he can have a repeat of that. That's been the only time he had... Oh, and he made it into Q3 in round 6 in Austria as well. So we'll see if he can get through to Q3 in the final round. Round 15 of Season 3 of the Nemesis Racing League. As we're on board with Exotic, he set a purple sector 2. So we've got just over 8 minutes left. A lot of guys still need to set a time. We've only had 4 drivers set a time currently. And Exotic goes number 5. So, and he finishes P5. A 27.4 on the medium tyres. We've got a few more coming through. Where's Kelly Robb? He's coming around there. Stein's on an outlap. We only have one... Oh no, we only have one AlphaTauri in this session. The other AlphaTauri, he's out. Which is Sam Spaniel. Ted Wardo has had decent qualifying this season. So he's made a few Q3 appearances. Just hasn't been able to turn it into race pace. So he goes at 126.8. Good enough for P3 for the session. What about Kelly Robb in the Renault? What can he do? He's coming around the final turn now. He's on the medium tyre. He goes a 127.0. So 127 flat, good enough for P4. So that's a good time on those medium tyres. Henry Rogers, he's invalidated his lap again. Zandvoort. He's just about to begin a fast lap. What about Yurtis? He's about to begin a fast lap as well. Kachow, he just sets a time, so he goes a 126.7. They're on the medium tyres as well. So medium tyres are significantly slower than the soft runners. Toss the Caber, our race winner from last week. He's just beginning his fast lap, just finishing his out lap at the moment. Where's Stein? So this is his first flying lap for the session. So we have a safety car there. Might just be someone getting out of the way. A yellow flag. Be someone just getting out of the way. Stein goes a 126.7 on those mediums, so that's good enough for P2 currently. This is Yurtis. So Yurtis is on a flying lap now as well. Let's have a look at his qualifying. He's made it into Q3 once this season. That was a very long time ago. That was in Australia. So he's struggled ever since. He's flirted with the with Q3 a few times, but hasn't been able to get into it since Australia. So we'll see if he can rectify that this evening. With this time, he's about to set. He's on the medium tyres. He's had a great great past 3 races. He goes P9. So nice time from Yerdis, I believe Lebanon, I think he's from, if I'm not mistaken. Will Ans, where are you, Will Ans? You're around turn 8. So we might come back to you in a second, because Toss the Caber is coming up the back straight, approaching the right-hander of turn 14 and 15. He's yet to set a time. Tiny Darspike and Henry Rogers have yet to set a time. They're both in the pits, so they won't be setting a time anytime soon. P6 for the Scotsman for Toss the Caber. As Will Ans, he's approaching a little bit of traffic here. Does he get a bit of a tow from Honesy in the Ferrari? Is he on the Inters right now, Honesy? What is that man doing? He is on the Inters. I have no idea why he's on the Inters. Maybe Honesy has no idea. Maybe he's drunk tonight. Maybe he's just like, I'm just going to just cruise through this race. I'm just going to have a bit of a laugh. It's Saturday night in Holland. Maybe he's been on the Grolschbier and he's just enjoying himself. So Will Ans, he's not going to set a time. He's a very slow time. So get rid of that one. I see a racing point coming up. Alright, so we've gone a little bit quiet. I have no idea what Tiny Darspike and Henry Rogers are doing. I think Tiny Darspike's coming out now. No, he isn't. Henry Rogers is. So we saw him turn it around earlier. But we'll have to keep an eye on him. Let's have a look at sort of qualifying performances. So Dommy Lee is currently in P5, and we can talk about him at the moment because the track is a little bit quiet. We've got Toss the Caber coming in, Yerdis is in the pits, Ted Waters on an outlap, and Henry Rogers on an outlap. So it's pretty quiet at the moment. Gives us an opportunity to talk about my man Dommy Lee. And I say my man because he's been my weatherman all season, so absolute legend for doing that. I actually haven't checked the weather, but you know what? I don't think it's going to rain in Bahrain. I don't think we've ever had a wet race in Bahrain. But Dommy Lee, if he makes it through to Q3 this evening, he will be the only driver in this league in Season 3 to have made it through to Q3 every race. That's including China, which was, to be fair, an absolute shit show. As we see 3 minutes left, it's at risk. It's Mark of Kenya, Exotic, Will Ans, Tiny Darspike, and the man on screen, Henry Rogers. I think Ted Watto's out, so he's in P7. So he's on the soft tyre. He's looking to solidify his position, but track's very quiet. So Dommy Lee, it will be the only driver to have made it through to Q3 in every session this season, every qualifying session. Stein came close. He missed out twice. Honesy, you have missed a race, and you also qualified 12th in Silverstone. So, Dommy Lee, absolutely phenomenal performance. Kachow, he missed out on Q3 twice. So these guys put on great performances, but Dommy Lee has been the only man to make it through to Q3 every session, every qualifying session this season. So at the moment, that streak is looking likely to continue to 15 weeks in a row. So Death, Taxes, and Dommy Lee qualifying in session in Q3 as Ted Watto sets a purple sector 2. So he's feeling a bit out there at the moment. He's looking good in that racing point. The Pink Panther is what they called it. Not going to be pink anymore. Racing Point in now, Aston Martin. Not too sure about that livery. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, I think, but we'll get there as he goes P2. So Ted Watto, where has this come from, my man? P2. Nice driving on the soft. So let's see if Ted Watto can get a good result today. I make no predictions. I did that last week in another league and Stuart Little spun out. So I make no predictions. I just wish all the best. Henry Rogers, going very slow, so he's not going to set a time. Exotic, he's beginning. Oh, he's just set a time of 1:27.481. So he's missed out on bettering his time. Has Honesy dropped the intermediates? He has. He's dropped the intermediate tyres. He's out there as well. He's currently set the fastest time of 1:25.5. I've got to get Henry Rogers off the screen. Let's see. We've got less than a minute left. It's time to see what they've got. It's going to be Mark of Kenny. He's out there. So a lot of the track's very, very busy now. Will Ans, he is currently in the drop zone. He's yet to set a time so far. And I'm just trying to line them up and see who we've got. What about you, Tiny Darspike? He's just started his first flying lap. We've got a lot of guys on out laps currently. So it's just going to take a little while for them to come around. What about Yurtis? He's coming around now as well. So I think he'll be the first one to kick us off as we go 000. So next time they cross the line, it will all count for all the marbles. Exotic, he's invalidated his lap. So he is in P12. He is not going to make it through to Q3. So he's out. Yurtis, he's in P10 currently. He cannot better that time. No, he can't. So he will remain P10. He's in the danger zone. He's currently P10. Mark of Kenya is in P12. Oh, Yurtis is out. So Viet, representing the commentators, he is in P10 currently. Mark of Kenya, his teammate, he's in P12 or 1:27.4. He's out on the soft tyres. Running very wide there to set himself up for turn 14, 15. Clips that inside curb. So can he do it? Can he get himself into Q3? He does! In P2 as well. What about his teammate? So that drops his teammate, Viet, into the danger zone. He goes P5. So nice driving, Viet. Commentators represent. P8 is Kachow, so he's going to abandon that lap. He's safe. Cali Rob goes P4. Tosta Caber goes P3. So I didn't catch all of them there. So we'll just double check once it comes through. But that was a really exciting end to Q2. It sort of meandered along there for a little bit. But oh, Dommy Lee! Dommy Lee is out! Oh no! Here, the qualifying streak is over. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that is crazy. Dommy Lee, I can't believe it. P14 was Exotic and Henry Rogers. Oh no, Dommy Lee, the last time a streak was broken as monumental as this was the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Oh, he's P11. He went on the mediums. He's missed out by 8 thousandths. The streak is over. Only one person qualified on the mediums as well to get through to Q3. Oh, that's terrible news. Wow. I was talking him up. It's the commentator's curse. I've done it again. So, our top 10, Kachow, Stein, Kelly, Rob, Will Ans makes it through to Q3. Well done, Will Ans. Ted Wardo. Well done to Ted Wardo. Mark of Kenya, Honesy, Zandvoort. Well done to Zandvoort. Viet, representing the commentators tonight. And Tosta Caber. All right, how many Dutchmen do we have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4 Dutchmen. Whew. All right. I'm a bit in shock. Dommy Lee missing Q3. That's legit shocking. That's also has championship implications. So he's battling out for P3 in the championship with this man on the screen with Kachow. Also the constructors. So the two Red Bulls have qualified P11, P12. Exotic in the other Williams, he's qualified P14. We'll see where Kachow can go. So we know that he's previously won in Bahrain. So yeah, that's really That's a really big surprise to see Dommy Lee out of Q3. So the streak has ended. Okay. Alright, so let's see how we go. Alright, so just making sure. Excellent. So Q3, Kachow is going to lead us away. It's going to be a bit of a mixed up top 10. We've got the two Mercedes drivers in there, and pretty much after that it's all individual drivers. Okay. I think Kachow's got a new helmet. Yeah, he usually goes with the Ayrton Senna-esque helmet. It's more of like a, he is, Kachow's German, so it's more of a German kind of style helmet in terms of the colour scheme. So he's changed his helmet up for the last round of the season. It's working for him so far, as he begins his first flying lap of the session, and it is invalidated. So I'm sure there'll be a big sigh coming from him now. He'll be disappointed. He'll have to go again. So the next man up is Viet. He is in the Mercedes this week, so taking the spot of Stuart Little. I think Stuart Little, was he banned from PSN or something? I don't know. But I don't know why he's racing. I saw something on the Discord chat during the week. But he's not racing nonetheless. He's had a solid season, actually, Stuart Little. So it's a bit sad to not see him here. But yeah, this man, Veer, do commentating with him every week in FRL. Check us out. We're on tonight. Well, tomorrow morning, European time. He goes to Purple Sector 1. He would do that because he's the only driver out there who's setting a time, as Kachow invalidated his lap straight away. Will Ann's in the Haas. He's following very closely behind as we see him get a massive snap of oversteer coming out of turn 10. So these two guys will set their times. I think everyone will be on the softs. Yep, they are. I think it was only Kachow who set his Q2 time on the mediums, as Viet completes Sector 2 and in turn invalidates his lap. So he's going to have to go again. So this man, Will Ans, he's the next man up. If he doesn't invalidate his lap, he will automatically go to the top of the timesheets for the time being. Whether he stays there or not, we'll see. But he goes a 1:27.3. So that's his first crack at it. This man, Honesy, who's changed his helmet up as well for this round. He is going to cross the line. He goes a 1:25.4. So a pretty quick time there from the Dutchman. Zandvoort in the McLaren. He's racing in the Michael Schumacher Classic red helmet, same as Tossa. So it's going to be the battle of the Michael Schumacher helmets. He's coming around 14 and 15 now. Decent racer, this guy. He's pretty good. I don't mind watching him. Pretty solid. He goes a 1:25.8. So not a bad time. What about you, Ted Watto? What do you got? Can you finished P2, I think, in the last session? He goes P4 with a 1:26.5. So that's his first crack at it. Kelly Robb, I think he's having some sound issues this evening. He always goes the plain white helmet. Don't mind it. In the Renault. He's been a very solid contributor to this league since he started, actually. So he came on board round 7 in Budapest, Hungary. So he goes a 1:25.8. Veer, he's having another bite of the cherry. So he's just coming up the back straight, heading, as we see, Kachow goes a 1:25.3. So I almost missed that. So he goes P1 currently, as we have 6.5 minutes left. Veer goes P6 with a 1:25.9. His teammate in the Mercedes, he's just coming around through turn 1 at the moment. Toss the Caber, so he's yet to set a time. He's just coming around turn 11, now turn 12, the right-hander. So he's yet to set a time as well. He's qualified P2 last week. We'll see if he can improve on that time. But at the moment, it's the German, Kachow, in the Williams. A 1:25.3. We've got just under 6 minutes left in Q3. This is Season 3, Round 15, the last and final round of Nemesis Racing League for this season. P4, Toss the Caber. Nice time from Toss there. All right. So Mark of Kenya is going to be the final man to set a time. He's just coming through turn 11, turn 12. And he sets a purple sector 2. All right. So Mark of Kenya's had good qualifying pace. We've seen how he can do it over a one lap. His best qualifying position was second. And that was in Mexico, round 3, a long time ago. He goes P5. So a 1:25.7. So a nice time there from Mark of Kenya. I didn't catch which country he's representing this evening. But that's the first portion of Q3. So it's Kachow with a 1:25.3 leading it from Honesy. Stein, a 1:25.5 in P3. It's this man, Toss the Caber, a 1:25.6 in P4. Mark of Kenya, P5. And it's Zandvoort in the McLaren at 1:25.8. Callie Robb in the Renault, Viet, Ted Wardo in P9, and Will Ans in P10. So everyone will go into the pits. They will all get set to go again as Henry Rogers has left the session. Do I need to send an invite to Henry Rogers? Maybe I should do that, eh? While we've got... am I even friends with Henry Rogers? I don't know if I am. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? And let me get this done. Oh, I hate this part of commentating. Where is he? Ah, hang on a second. He'll be right. Alright. He's out of qualifying anyway. Shout out if you need an invite, Henry Rogers. I reckon you'll be alright though. Okay. So that's the first part of Q3. All done. We've got 3 minutes left. I'd expect cars to head out shortly. But we've got a little bit of a lull here. Maybe I can do some stock standard little facts about the Bahrain circuit. Being a circuit that's actually being sort of covered in controversy a lot of the time. Not from the racing, more from the country of Bahrain. So not exactly known for their exemplary record of human rights. So we've had protests there in the country. The race was, I think, was skipped it 1 year. But more on the racetrack stuff. 2014 was the what was named the Jewel in the Desert between Hamilton and Rosberg in 2014. So that was the beginning of the rivalry of the Mercedes drivers. It was all friendly back then. They like hugged and everything after the race. And when you watch that back now, you're like, well, that was a long time ago. It deteriorated pretty quickly after that. Things turned pretty frosty. So 2014, what else? 2018 was a double retirement for Red Bull. So hopefully that doesn't repeat for the Red Bull in this race, because those guys are battling it out in the constructors. What else? 2014, first ever night race. And it's fitting that we're in Bahrain, because that's where F1 is currently performing testing. So a bit of synchronicity. I'm sure Toss the Caber, that is exactly how he lined it up when he was making the calendar. He was like, yep, I'm going to finish the season in Bahrain, because that's where we're testing. So I'm sure that's exactly what he did when he came up with the calendar. So Ted Wardo is going to be the first man of the second portion of Q3 to set a time. So he's making his way around now, just past that area where Romain Grosjean had that fiery crash only a few months ago now in Bahrain. He managed to survive, which is all good, thankfully. Safety's come a long way in this sport, in motorsport in general. And look, I'm not the biggest fan of the halo aesthetically, but understand that it's definitely required in this sport now. And we've already seen it save the one man's life. And if it only saves one man's life, then it's done its job. I reckon it might have saved a couple of others. Alonso comes to mind. When someone went over the top of him and left a big skid mark across the halo. Could have been very, very dangerous. So we've got just under 20 seconds. Everyone's out on the track now. They're all setting their times. The first man to set the time will be Ted Wardo. So he's currently on a 1:26.5. He's P9 currently. Let's see if he can improve on that. His best qualifying of the season has been P8. He's one position off that, and he doesn't improve that. So the next man up will be Cali Robb. He's currently in P7. He's just set to set a purple sector 2. He's in P7 on a 1:25.8. He came into the league in a blaze of glory. He set it on pole in Hungary back in round 7. Can he set it on pole again for round 15? As he heads across the line. And he goes P3. Alright, I should probably put the... I've got to put the lap data up there. Alright, so he goes P3. Stein is going to be the next man across the line. Honesy set a 1:25.1. So I missed that as I was fiddling around with the telemetry. Stein is currently P4. He goes P1. Sets 3 purple sectors. So he's currently on pole position at the moment. Viet goes P4. Zandvoort, he stays in P8. Kachow goes fastest. He goes pole position with a 1:25 flat. Mark of Kenya goes P4. Toss the Caber. He goes P5. So it's all starting to change right at the last second. Will Ans, what can he do? He goes... Oh, I didn't show it on the screen. What are you doing? He goes P9. All right, well done to Will Ans on P9. But I believe it was Kachow on pole position. So well done to Kachow. He goes a 1:25, almost a flat 1:25, 1:25.028. So well done to Kachow. He takes home pole position. Stein, good, another solid qualifying from him. Honesy in P3. Then it's Mark of Kenya in P4. Toss the Caber in P5. Viet, well done Viet, P6. Cali Robb takes home P7. It's Zandvoort in P8. Will Ans in P9. And then it is Ted Wardo in P10. So that is our top 10 set for round 15 of season 3 of the Nemesis Racing League. Well done to those guys. Well done to Kachow. Pole position. Let's see how many pole positions Kachow has had for this season. He has had 2. So that's his 3rd pole position. He had 1 in round 8 back in Silverstone, one of his favourite tracks, I do believe. A couple of weeks ago, he took home pole position as well in Canada, and then he's taken it again today in Bahrain. So well done to him. Let's have a look at how often he's converted those 3 pole positions into race wins. And my quick calculations says 0. No, twice. No, once. Once he's done it. So Silverstone, he won. So he converted his pole into a win there. So well done. So, and then he did it at Canada. Look at that. All right. Not even reading my own stats right. So that's an ominous sign for the rest of the field. So when he gets pole position, he converts. Does like running out at the front of the pack. And I think, oh, what flag is that? Is that Azerbaijan that Mark of Kenya is representing tonight? So the man of many nations. The final nation of the year is Azerbaijan. It looks like he's representing this evening. So yeah, so Kachow looks like he could be the favourite to win. So that's his 3rd pole position. Let's see if he wins. He has won 3 times previously. So he won in Belgium as well. That was round 10 a little while ago now. He didn't have a good race in Belgium last week though in SFR. We'll leave that alone. Could still be a bit of a sore point at the moment. But check it out on the CCR network if you want to. Juicy is all I'll say. Alright, cool. So let's wait for the lobby. We've had no issues with lobby since China. Let's hope that continues this evening. And yeah, let's do it. Alright, we're about to get underway. Viet complaining 4 races in 2 days is a bit too much. Mate, that's not the attitude I want to hear from you. You're young. You should be able to do this. You're a young man. Alright. So, what's going on here? We're having a few... we're having issues off the line? We're not? Alright. Let's do it. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at tyres fitted. So, it's our pole sitter, Kachow. He is on the medium tyres. Stein is on the softs. Everyone else is on the soft. Dommy Lee starting on the hard. So is his teammate, Tiny Dartspike. So, interesting strategy. Yurtis is on the mediums. Exotics on the hards. Henry Rogers and Sam Spanel both on the mediums. And Delta Lima, Rainer Zufall on the hards as well. So, in terms of when we should expect people in for pit stops, between 7 to 10 laps is generally the window for the soft tyres. Medium tyres, general lifespan of 13 to 15 laps. And then you have the hard tyres, 16 to 19 laps. As well. So as you can see there, we've got the predicted pit stop strategy. So we all know Jeff isn't the most reliable person to set you on a good strategy. So we'll just have to wait and see how these guys go. So what are we looking at? Potential 2-stopper tonight by the look of it. 29 laps. It's a lot of laps. Hard runners will want to be doing a 1-stopper. The soft runners, you're going to struggle to get it done on a 1-stopper. So maybe that's why Kachow is on the mediums. But we'll have to wait and see. Anything can happen. Safety cars, not very common in Nemesis Racing League. So the racing generally does stay pretty clean. And we don't often see a safety car. We have seen a safety car though. It's not like we've been free of them, but they don't happen with as much regularity as you would find in some other leagues. All right, so they're all gridding up. So Rainer Zufall, once he's all set, we're going to be good to go, I reckon. It's going to be a race down into turn 1. We'll see, hopefully remains mayhem free. But here we go, season 3, round 15. We've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, and we go. So Kachow looks like he gets a pretty good start there. So does Stein. Mark of Kenya pops out there too, so he's moved up into second place. He goes up the inside there, Honesy around the outside. Looks like everyone's gotten through relatively incident-free. The 2 racing points are making a move. The Red Bulls have dropped back a little bit. Oh, the 2 racing points hit each other, but there's just a little bit of light contact, so it's nothing too serious. So they've all gotten away nice and clean. It's Kachow from Honesy, from Mark of Kenya, from Stein, from Viet. Zandvoort's making his way up there. He gets hit from behind by Will Ans. So he's gone off the circuit there, so he's going to drop down. He's dropped down into 13th position at the moment. Who else do we have coming through here? So it looks like everyone's gotten away relatively all right. Ted Wardo, what happened, Ted Wardo? He's got damage. So he's had contact with someone. I saw him have a light touch with his teammate. I don't know if that was enough, as we see Viet and Toss the Caber going up the back straight into turn 11. So Viet takes that position. He's moved into fifth at the moment. Toss the Caber's in 6th. So everyone's gotten away really nice and cleanly. It's almost about to complete lap 1 as they head up the back straight. Everyone seems to be doing quite well. No incidents. Delta Lima putting the move on Zandvoort. So he takes P12. And Zandvoort's going to come under attack from Rainer Zufor as well. As we cross the line, end of lap 1. It is Kachau leading us from Honesy, from Mark of Kenya. Kachau is just overtaken by Honesy into turn 1. So Honesy's on those softer tyres. Mark of Kenya's looking to get a piece of it as well. Kachau's managing to put up a really good fight. They go 3 wide into turn 3. That's not going to work, but it does. So, and Mark of Kenya has come out in P1. Kachau fights back. Has a little bit of light contact with Mark of Kenya. He remains in P2, but Mark of Kenya's taken P1. Honesy's there in P3, so really great, hard, fair racing from those two. Toss the Caber and Steiner having a crack at each other now. Going up the straight, so swapping positions. Bit of a break lock up. I think that was more from Vid in front of these two. So they're battling it out. Some very good, close, hard racing in the opening laps of this round 15 Nemesis Racing League race in Bahrain. We're on board with Cully Rob. So that was interesting stuff between Honesy and Kachau. It was really great fighting from Kachau there, though. He's on the slower medium tyre. He wasn't going to give that up without a fight. We've seen him scrap all the way through this season. That's why he's in contention for P3 in the championship. The person who's fighting him for that is Dommy Lee. He's down in P9. So Kachau's looking good to solidify himself in P3 in the championship. So he's coming under attack, though, from Honesy at the moment. So they're going to go into turn 1. He's going to have a crack down the inside. He does send out a little bit of a brake lock up there. It wasn't quite enough to get... Oh, no, Kachau! He spun around! He spun around! This is championship implications right here. Oh, no. So he's dropped down into P13, 14 now. Oh, he will be very, very upset with himself. That moves Vid up into P3 though. So he did race, I think he's raced a couple of races early on in the season, but he's moved himself up into P3. It's the Mercedes P1, P3. It's Honesy and the Ferrari is the meat and the sandwich there. So we'll have to keep an eye on Kachau. Can he make his way up through the field? That's good for Dommy Lee, who moves up into P8. Where is Dommy Lee? So he's battling it out with Will Ans. And Will Ans having a good start to the race as well, moving up into P7. So well done to Will. But yeah, that's championship implication stuff with Kachau spinning around. Not too sure what happened. We might hear from him after the race. I dare say we'll hear about it in the Discord. Alright, so we're lap 3, just having a look for battles through the field. It's Mark of Kenya, Honesy, Viet, Toss the Caber, Stein, Kelly Robb, Will Ans, this man, Dommy Lee, Yurtis! Come on, Yurtis! And Tiny Darspike. Can he get 4 weeks in a row in the points after missing out on points for so long as Stein and Toss the Caber going wheel to wheel, side by side into turn 1. So Stein, P2 in the championship, he's got it sewn up. He says, I still want to have a good result here. I'm not going to take it easy because I've got P2 already organised. As Toss the Caber trying to make a move around the outside. I don't think that's going to work. Ooh, looks like he made a little bit of contact there. So this is for P4, P5. Kelly Robb, the American, he's getting in on the action as well. So he's following just very closely behind Toss the Caber. So these three are very... running very, very closely together. It's Will Ans who's close behind them, as well as Dommy Lee. So hopefully we don't get any incidents from this. The other 3 out in front though, Mark Kenya, Honesy and Viet, they've sort of created their own little trio there at front. Toss the Caber battling it out with Stein. So Toss is in some good form. He might have lost a little bit of time there to Stein, and he's fallen back into the clutches of Kelly Robb, who want to make a move on him. So DRS will be open this lap as well, and Kelly Robb. All three of these guys will be all well within DRS of each other. Keep an eye at the front because Honesy has made a big dive the last 2 laps into turn 1, so he doesn't here. Toss the Caber though, does! So he goes up the inside of turn 1, runs a little bit deep, but that's alright. So he's able to maintain that position. So he moves up into P4. Stein's going to fight back though. He does. So he's going to take P4 back from Toss the Caber. These two are swapping positions here. Kelly Robb will be just rubbing his hands together thinking, if these two make a single mistake, I'm going to make up 2 positions, but they haven't. So Toss the Caber, some great racing between Stein and Toss the Caber. Just shows you the calibre of the drivers in this league where they can race together that closely, that hard for high up positions and not make any contact. So really, really good driving to these guys and to everyone across the league. So it's Toss the Caber P4, Stein in P5, Kelly Robb, who we're riding on board with now. He will want to try and get past Stein in that AlphaTauri as well. Out in front, though, it's Mark and Kenya leading by half a second from Honesy, who's followed a second behind him is Viet. And then it's this group of cars here. So Toss the Caber running very wide there to try and break the toe. He wants to get out of DRS range as soon as he possibly can from Stein. Stein is no slouch. He's P2 in the championship. That's where he will remain. He's been a very fast and consistent driver. So if I was Toss, I'd want to try and get as far away from Stein as I possibly could. But that's going to be a pretty big effort. It's Kelly Robb looking to make a move up the inside. He can't do that. Oh, Toss gets a little bit of oversteer. Stein had a bad exit out of there. So Kelly Robb's moved up a position. He's got the DRS wide open. He's got to go up the inside here. Turn 4. He does. Will Ayres is getting in there as well. Look, this is some great racing for the last round of the season. So, this is Will, this is P7, so I'm not too sure what happened to Stein. I don't know if he's got an issue. Dommy Lee's having a go in there as well. Going up the inside, he can't get past Will. Yurtis is in there as well. So this is all for P6, 7, 8, 9. This is some great racing. This is Will Ayres that we're with at the moment. He's followed very, very closely by Dommy Lee, who's going to get the DRS wide open. So Will has got the soft tyre, Dommy's got the hard tyre. So it's a little bit different strategy. Speaking of tyres, we'll start to expect some of the soft runners in very, very shortly in the next sort of 2 or 3 laps, I would think. So we'll keep an eye open for that. But yeah, this has been a really super exciting start to this final round of the season of Season 3 of Nemesis Racing League. This case is Will Ayres in P7. He's having a good run currently. Viet has pitted, so the first of the soft runners. He's pitted from P3. It's a 29.3 second pit lane time, so it is quite a long pit lane compared to something, say, like Zandvoort, where it's about 16 seconds, so half the time. All right, so that's moved everyone up one position. Viet is going to come out P15. P15, Toss the Caber and Stein still going at it here. So Stein has managed to get that position back. So they've swapped positions a few times in the 7 laps of this race that it's been running. Looks like he's got a nice little sort of a little bit of a buffer there. Will Ayres and Toss the Caber, these guys too are just like magnets to one another. They seem to find themselves out on the track everywhere they go. They've had a little bit of history. They've been interesting dance partners this season in both this league and SFR. So hopefully they can keep it clean. Yurtis is the first man to pick up a penalty. I wouldn't expect too many penalties to be picked up around this track, but we're lap 7. So I would say we will start to expect pit stops soon. We saw Viet already. He's dropped out in P15. He went onto the medium tyres. So he's going to struggle to get home on those. So he will have to pit again. Probably go onto the mediums. Sorry, onto the softs. So a soft, medium, soft strategy. We'll see what other guys do that as well. Okay, so this is Will Ants. He's got the DRS wide open as we see Henry Rogers set the fastest lap of the race. Ooh, Will gets a little bit of oversteer. Dommy Lee makes some light contact in the back. He gets a 3-second time penalty. Delta Lima from the man representing Jamaica this evening. He gets a 3-second time penalty. Dommy Lee puts the move up the inside of turn 4. He's on those hard tyres. He can't quite get it done through there. Yurtis is just sitting patiently behind these two. Toss the Caber and Stein still going at it. Kelly Robb, he's moved up into P3. So he's looking very comfortable after Viet pitted. It's Honesy. I've missed the change of the lead. I do apologise for that. But Honesy is now in the lead. It's Mark of Kenya in P2. Kelly Robb P3. Will Ans is getting a move made on him now by Dommy Lee. So Dommy Lee's been trying to do this for a couple of laps now. He's going up the inside there of turn 11 and he's able to get that move done. So he moves up into P6. He'll want to try and capitalise on this. Kachow, who we saw spin earlier, he's moved up into P10 now. So that battle for the P3 in the championship is 11 points between Dommy Lee and Kachow. Dommy Lee not being able to capitalise as much as he can at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. Yurtis is putting Will Ans under pressure. So good to see these two guys battling it out for points positions. We see another pit stop. That's Mark of Kenya. So he's pitted from P2 on lap 9. So I'd expect to see a few more soft runners beginning to pit as Yurtis looking to go up the inside of Will Ans. These two having a nice little battle. So it started to settle down a little bit. This will be a good little scrap between the Huss drive. Oh, he runs deep at turn 4. That opens up the door for Yurtis, who says, thank you very much. I will walk straight through there. So Yurtis having a great race. He's moved up into P6. He does have that 3-second time penalty though. Still a very, very long way to go in this race. He's one of 4 drivers, along with Dommy Lee, Delta Lima and Sam Spaniel, who've picked up 3-second time penalties so far. Well, lap 9 of 29. So those 9 laps have gone by pretty quickly so far. And this is Dommy Lee now. He's in P5. He's looking to make a move on Toss the Caber for P4. Can he go around the outside? And goes up the inside now. Gets the nice line. Runs Toss a little bit wide there. Does cut the curb a little bit. I don't know what the corner settings are for this round. They change every round. Just set it to one setting. God damn it. Makes it easier for everyone. Dommy Lee now moved into P4. So the man from England, as we start to see a few guys pitting there. So Stein's pitted. Who else? Toss the Caber. Honesy's pitted. Let's see what they go to. Okay, so Honesy's gone to the hards. He's going to try and do a one-stopper and run right to the end. That's going to be a big ask. Going to be running pretty long on those hard tyres, but we've seen him do that a few times. Kelly Robb's gone to the hards, so is Stein, so is Toss the Caber. Will Ans has gone to the mediums, so he will have to pit again. Viet, he went to the mediums as well, so he's probably going to have to do a 2-stopper as well. So got a few pit stops completed. Let's have a look at changes. So this man, Dommy Lee, he's moved up 10 spots. So Yurtis, come on Yurtis, P2, he's moved up 11. Tiny Darspike, he's moved up 9. Henry Rogers has moved up 10. Rainer Zufall 12. We've obviously had pit stops, so we've got to take that into consideration. Kachow, is it moved his way back up into P4, so he's got the bit between his teeth after that spin earlier on. He's yet to pit though. Let's see, so the guys that have pitted is from P12 to P18. So Kelly Robb, Stein, Toss, Will, Zandvoort, Ted Wardo, Sam Spaniel, Honesy, Mark of Kenya and Viet. The rest have not pitted yet. So they will, they're all the medium runners, I do believe. Medium and hard runners, yep. So we won't expect them in for another between 4 to 6 laps. But in the meantime, we will keep an eye. So it's Dommy Lee leading it from Yurtis by second. It's Tiny Darspike, his Red Bull teammate. So he was P3 last week, his first podium of the season. He's looking good at this stage. Obviously, he will still need to pit and he'll go to those hard tyres. But yeah, looking all right for those medium runners. Currently on lap 11 of 29. Just scanning the field. So Honesy, who just finished his pit stop, he's got Mark of Kenya in front of him. So Mark of Kenya, he went to the hard tyres. He pitted the lap earlier. So he's worked his strategy out quite nicely. He had a good result last week as well, Mark of Kenya. Just let's go back. Why does it do that to me? Let's go back to last week. Results. Mark of Kenya, he finished P6. So a good result for him last week. His results for the season, he's had a couple of second positions. I don't think he hasn't had a win. Hasn't been able to quite put it together for a whole race. So we'll see what he can do in Bahrain. He's got Honesy right up behind him. He's coming up on Exotic. Oh no, they've touched a little touch. It hasn't spun anyone off or anything, but Mark of Kenya's going to send it down the inside of turn 1. He's able to take that position. He gets a 3-second time penalty. So Exotic won't be terribly happy with that. Honesy now coming up the inside. He's going to send it at 10, turn 4. He does. Exotic's going to fight pretty hard for the position, so he's not going to give it up just yet. And Honesy's managed to squeeze through. So Exotic, he's dropped a couple of positions there. He's down in P10. I think Rainer Zufall and Viet were having a bit of a battle between those two. Viet is in P6, Rainer Zufall in P7. So a good effort here from Viet, another Dutchman. This league's full of them, but they're fast. So why not? This is Kachow in P4. He's got Tiny Darspike in front of him on the hard tyres. Chow's on the mediums. Thought he might have pitted. A bit of a brake lock up there. I thought he might have pitted once he spun around, going to the hard to try and finish the race. Might have been a bit too early, come to think of it. But he's got the DRS wide open. Can he make the move up into turn 1? He does. Viet just sets the fastest time with a 130 flat. Kachow runs a little bit deep there, but that's all right. He's managed to maintain that position. So he's moved his way back up into P3 after that spin earlier. He was the man who put it on pole, and he has converted all his pole positions into race wins. So he will be hoping he can keep that trend going. Look at my man Yurtis. My heart is swelling with pride right now. Yurtis has had a rough season, but his last 3 weeks, this week being 4th, he's come alive. I don't know what he's doing, but just really glad to see that he's made some sort of quantum leap in his performance, and he's currently running P2. So well done, Yurtis. Keep it up. We'll see if he can finish the race there. That would be absolutely phenomenal effort from the man from Lebanon representing Racing Point this evening, as we see Stein makes a move on Delta Lima, who is now coming under attack from Toss the Cable. He's got his DRS wide open, so does Toss, so that's going to even it out as they come through turn 11. Delta Lima with the Jamaican hat. I wonder if his good mate Van Rocco is watching him this evening, wherever Van Rocco is. Hope he's doing well. How are you, sir? We've got pit stops. So Kachow, Yurtis, they're both pitting. They've gone to he's on the mediums. What is he going to go to? He's going to go to the hards. So that's the medium to hard strategy, and so is Kachow. So Kachow's going to go to the hards as well. Where are they going to come out? Who's coming around? So they're going to drop down into P14, 15. Zandvoort is coming around the final turn, so he's not going to catch them. So let's move a few people up. Toss the Caber as well. Honesy Puts the move on the other Alfa Romeo of Reina Zufor. So he's in P6. He's following Mark of Kenya. So let's have a look at the strategy, how it's playing out. So Henry Rogers, Tiny Darspike, Domi Lee, they've all yet to stop. So is Reina Zufor and Exotic. This man on the screen has stopped. So is Mark of Kenya. So is Viet. So Viet is putting on quite a display here. My fellow commentator. So good to see him driving very well this evening. Alright, how's this looking? So Domi Lee's picked up a 3-second time penalty along the way there. I think we were on board with him when that actually happened. So he's going to continue on. He's in P1 and his fellow teammate is in P2. They're both on the hard tyre, so they're not going to pit for a little while longer. Now their gap between Viet, as we see Henry Rogers pit, they could get home from here if they go to the mediums, if they pit now. So we'll have to see what those two Red Bulls do. Kachow, we'll keep an eye on him as well. So he's battling it out for P3 in the championship. He's down in P15. So Domi Lee is going to have to make a decision pretty shortly. The two Red Bull boys won't obviously want to pit together. But yeah, they could get home for doing a hard medium strategy from here if they go the mediums. Okay. Alright, so the race has kind of settled down a little bit. We're lap 15, so we're halfway mark. This is round 15, season 3, Nemesis Racing League. If you're watching us live or if you're watching us on replay, welcome. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Alright, so these two, this is pretty much the net race leader is Viet in the Mercedes. There's Tiny Darspike and Domi Lee have yet to pit. So Viet, he qualified in P6. He made the early pit stop. I believe he will need to pit again though. He's on those medium tyres. So yeah, they're 7 laps old already. I'd be very surprised if he can make it through on those tyres until the end. Kachow looks like he is having a look at Delta Lima. Can't get it done. He might be able to get, if he gets a good run up the main straight here, the start-finish line straight, might be able to go all right. And there's DRS open. The man in front of them is Yurtis. Kachow had a good hard look at him. He might try and go around the outside through Michael Schumacher corner, and he goes up the inside of turn 2. He gets a 3-second time penalty for his efforts. He's made up a position going into turn 4, the right hand, a bit of a brake lock up there. That's all right. So he's moved up into P13. He has Yurtis in the Racing Point ahead of him. As you can see, a few of the other drivers there ahead. That's a pretty good camera angle. If Cody's has got a suggestion box, if we could have an option for a permanent helicopter view, that would be awesome from a commentating perspective. Probably a bit too late for that at the moment. The game would be pretty well down the line in development, almost finished. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they do something like that. That would be fantastic. Kelly Robb, he's in P7. He's chasing down Reina Zufor. So Reina Zufor's first appearance in Nemesis Racing League, representing himself very well as we see Domi Lee pits. What does he go to? He goes to the mediums. Let's see. Yeah, he does. So that means we should expect Tiny Darspike in very soon. Where does Domi Lee come out? He's going to come out around about P10, I would think. Reina Zufor's pitted, so he won't come out in P10. He comes out in P9. Right behind him is Kachow. This is not going to be enough for Domi Lee, though, to take P3 in the championship. So that currently is held by Kachow, and if the race was to finish as it is currently, then that would not change. So Domi Lee's got a lot of work to do ahead of him. Kachow just needs to maintain his current position for him to take home P3 in the championship. Honesy, He has no worries about championship positions. He's P1 and that's where he's staying. He's currently P4 though, on track for this race. Let's see how he goes. He's chasing down Mark Kenya. So these two have had a good battle all race. They've swapped positions once. But Mark Kenya, he's really sort of come into his own the latter part of the season. Earlier on, he had a lot of difficulties with, sort of maintaining a whole race. He had a good middle part of the season, also earlier part. Struggled in the middle. Come on pace a little bit towards the end. As we see Tiny Darkspike pitting as expected. Just keep an eye on this battle first though. No, so Tonesy can't get a job done there at turn 1. So the only man yet to pit is the man representing Jamaica, Delta Lima in the Haas. He's currently P13. So I dare say he's going to go pretty long. So Tiny Darkspike, he comes out in P12. So we'll see if he can get a points finish from there. He's been renowned for finishing in the points. But the Red Bull guys, streaks have been broken. Dommy Lee's streak of Q3 performance is broken this evening. Tiny Darkspike has had a string of points finishes. So where are you? There he is. Yeah, so every race this season that he's raced, he didn't race in round 1. But every race other than that, he's scored points. So that is at risk currently. If the race was to finish, that streak too would be broken. So it'd be a bit of like a repeat of 2018, the Red Bulls, where they both DNF'd. Wouldn't be a DNF as such, it'd just be streaks broken. Dommy Lee makes the move on Toss the Caber for P6. So nice move. I think that was around sort of P12, turn 12, turn 13. As Toss looking to fight back. Viet pitting again, so that was expected. What's he going to go to? Medium? Softs! Ooh, that's ambitious. Alright, so he's going to go to the softs with 10 laps left. Dommy Lee sets the fastest lap. Where's Viet going to come out? He's going to come out around about P13. I would think he's going to have Delta Lima right behind him, but Delta Lima is yet to pit. So that's alright. So Viet, the two-stopper. Lap P12. That moves Tiny Darkspike up 1 position, so closer to points. So we'll see how if that streak is able to continue. It's a round of streaks as we have 10 laps left. This is the final round of Nemesis Racing League. I'm not going to lie, I'm looking forward to having a sleep in next Sunday. It's going to be good. I think I'm going to go out on Saturday night, get really drunk, and so I can have a nice big sleep in on Sunday morning. It'll be enjoyable. But I have no doubt, after a couple of weeks not doing it, I will miss it, and I'll be ready to get back into Season 4. So what's in store for Season 4? Who knows? I think Toss is working on it as we speak. Not as we speak. It's in the works. So stay tuned. I hope you've enjoyed Season 3. I know I have. It's been great. It's made getting up at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning worthwhile. It's also a good start to your day because you're up early, you get stuff done, and by the time bedtime comes around on Sunday night, you're feeling like you've done something. As Tiny Darkspike moves up into P10. So he's in the points. He takes Henry Rogers. That was going around the final turn. So will Henry Rogers have DRS? Yes, he does. And Tiny Darkspike sets the fastest lap with a 1:29.3 on those fresh medium boots that he's got. So we'll see if he can remain there or up further. Yurtis has got a time penalty. So does Kachow. So that is going to be to the benefit of Tiny Darkspike as well as Henry Rogers. We saw, I would say, move of the season in Canada up turn 1. That was just phenomenal. That lives on in my mind. That's sort of burnt to my memory, that move. It was phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Canada. I can't remember what lap it was. I think it was towards the beginning of the race. But anyway, lap 20, it's Mark Kenya from Honesy. This is Dommy Lee having a look at Stein. This is P4, P5. So where's Kachow? He's P8. Dommy Lee needs to finish 12 points higher than Kachow to take home P3 in the championship. Stein is P2, and that's where he will remain. Look at Callie Robb. Callie Robb having a good race. P3 in the Renault. Mark of Kenya is coming under attack now from Honesy, our championship leader. Going around the outside into turn 1. Nice move by Honesy. So we have a change of the lead as we see Will-Ann's pit. So Honesy has now inherited P1. It's Mark of Kenya in P2, followed by Callie Robb, 4.2 seconds behind these two. So Mark of Kenya and Honesy have had a bit of a private battle this evening. It's been these two been sort of pretty close all race. Mark of Kenya, he qualified P4. Honesy qualified P3. Pole sitter Kachow down in P7. Stein qualified P2. He's in P4 at the moment. So just another solid race. And that's probably the way I would describe Stein. He's, there's nothing spectacular about the guy. Oh, no, what happened there? Dommy Lee. So I think he might have made some sort of contact with Stein. Then he stopped and said, here, take the position back. I don't want to take it that way. I don't think he wants to take it that way either. But he's moved up into P4, so a little bit of bumping and grinding there between those two. He gets a little bit of oversteer there. Toss the K-bar. Is just hunting the back of these two. So he's in P6. Our race winner from last week. He's had a good year, Toss. He's had a few issues with spinning. And rightfully so. Did have the piss taken out of him a fair bit. Took it on the chin though, and he's had a good second half of a relatively good year. Had a few spins here and there. Overall, he's had a good year, I reckon. So he's done a good job of organising the Discord. I would hate to be a league organiser. I think it would be one of the most difficult things ever. As if we see him making a move on Stein, that's turn 4. Can't quite get it done. So we've seen these two battling it out for most of the race. They've had a cracking race between these two. But yeah, running a Discord group looks like it could be like so just tiring. Really, really tiring. You're dealing with so many different people. It's all done digitally. You're dealing with people of different nationalities, different time zones. It would be difficult. I think the one thing that we all want in this league though, we all want to hear his voice. We all want to hear the voice of Toss the Caver, the Scotsman. What does he sound like? We don't know. Maybe next season. Maybe next season he'll get a headset and we can hear him. But he's run a little bit wide there. That was through turn 12. So he's dropped back a little bit from Stein. What's Henry Rogers doing? Where are you? You're P10. He's chasing down Yurtis. Veered is behind him. He's pitted on those softs. I think he might be the only soft runner out there. No, he isn't. Not by a long shot. Will-Ann's, Delta Lima and Zandvoort are all on the softs. They've all just recently pitted as well. Not too many time penalties. So Sam Spaniel, Delta Lima, Exotic, Yurtis, Kachow and Dommy Lee have all received time penalties. As we see Henry Rogers having a look at Yurtis. What about Toss and Stein? So out in front, it's Honesy's has a 1 second lead over Mark of Kenya. 4.4 seconds behind them is Callie Robb. Then it's Dommy Lee. So it's kind of a bit quiet up the front. I will keep an eye on it. I'll try not to miss any of the action up there. But if you want to keep the focus on where the action is. Kachow's not too far behind these guys. As Delta Lima and Zandvoort swap positions in P15, 16 down there. But yeah, so Kachow will want to... he'll be disappointed with his spin, I reckon. But he's had a good year. Kachow has had a few race wins, battling it out for the championship. Honesy's just been too consistent though. That's what's helped him so much, is consistent and consistently good. Viet and Henry Rogers. Oh no, Viet, what happened? Viet, that's turn 12. What happened? It's easy to turn it around there. Oh no, Viet. So he's down in P11. Rainer Zufall, he's just come past him now. Exotic is just behind him. So I'm not too sure what's happened with him there. He was battling it out with Henry Rogers, but look at these two going at it again. Tossed the caber and Kachow, so Kachow's moved up into P6. So he would have used the DRS up the front straight. And he's moved his way up from the rear of the field after his spin. Vitt, he's dropped out. Vitt, what are you doing? You've just dropped it in the pits. That you're not representing the commentary team very well tonight, Vitt. That is distant. There's 5 laps left. Bruh, come on. I will speak to you about that tonight. That's disappointing. That's very disappointing. All right. So yeah, Tossi's dropped down into P7, sorry. Kachow's into P6, so let's see if he can make any inroads. We've got 5 laps left. We've got one DNF, the one and only Vitt. One DNF, he dropped it into the pits. So Kachow's in P6, he's 8 tenths behind Stein, who's done well in P5. Dommy Lee, so at the moment, I don't think that that's enough for Dommy Lee to finish in P3 in the championship. And I reckon Kachow's going to try pretty hard to get past Stein in these closing laps of round 15, season 3. The final round of season 3. It's a 2.8 second gap between Honesy and Mark Kenya. So Honesy looking strong to finish in P1 on track and championship. He wants to finish the season with a win. And why wouldn't you after the season that he's had? It's been phenomenal. And that's what I was talking about before with Stein, where he has had a very solid season. Just hasn't been able to get enough of the wins. That was the only problem. Is that his fellow Dutchman, Honesy, he was too consistent with wins. And that's what's helped win. That's what does win championships. Consistency, but consistently winning. And Stein wasn't able to do that. Honesy is phenomenal competition though. So it is hard to beat that man. But Stein has had a good season nonetheless. The man following behind, so is Kachow. So looks like he's going to finish P3 in the championship. He's had a great season. So he's had a few wins in there. He's had a couple of moments as we watch Henry Rogers and Yurtis. So they're battling it out. Yurtis is in points again. So he has a 3-second penalty. 4 laps to go. He's on track for 4th week in a row of points. Ted Wardo and Sam Spaniel battling it out for P16 and 17. Poor old Ted Wardo. I don't know what happens to him in the races. But he's battling it out there. Qualifying, okay. Races, yeah, struggles. Oh, Kachow. Alright, the man I was waxing lyrical about earlier. He's looking like he was trying to have a crack at Stein into turn 1. He's come under attack from everyone this evening, Stein. He's held his nerve, though. He's in P5. For how much longer, I don't know. We've got 3 laps left. That's what I do know of this race. It's looking like Honesy's 3 seconds ahead of Market Kenya in the Mercedes, and Kelly Robb looking to make finish the season off with a nice result. He's had a good season as well since he came into the league. He finished 3rd in his first race. He's had a 2nd in France in round 9. He had a 2nd in Singapore. He didn't finish in China. And then Canada and Japan were a bit rough for him, 12th and 14th. So this will be a nice finish for him. I dare say, if he races next season and races a full season, he could definitely be a contender for the championship. I have absolutely no doubt about that. But we'll have to see what the man from America wants to do. In the meantime, Kachow following closely behind Stein, coming around the final turn. He's going to get the DRS. So we'll see if he sends it up the inside of turn 1. He uses his a little bit of battery, not all of it. Just gave it a press and then thought better of it. Not close enough. So Stein is able to hold that position. Tiny dart spike and toss the caber into turn 1. So Tiny's done that. Caught just the end of that. So well done to Ben, who takes P7. The streak of points is looking very likely to continue. Kachau's got that 3-second time penalty, so that is going to make a difference at the end of the race. He's only 1.7 seconds behind him. Will Ans is pitting. Thought that might have been the case when he went and pitted to the soft after the medium. So he's down in P15. Delta Lima just overtook him for P14. Big brake lock up there from Kachau on those hard tyres. Wouldn't be feeling that comfortable on them at this stage of the race. But he will make do and until the end. Who else can I talk about? Who else who I haven't talked about? Yurtis. He's had a good season. Yurtis, the last 4 weeks. Been phenomenal 4 weeks. Been really great to see him making some points. Exotic. Yeah, another driver. He's had some good results. He's had some not good results. The American, another American. Got a few Americans in this league. Exotic. He had a good run in the beginning there. So from round 4 to 7, he finished in the points as high as 4th. He's finished 4th twice. He's had a good run. He's had a couple of not so great results. He's only been able to crack the top 5 twice. So a good accumulator of points. Exotic, good racer. Usually find him battling it out for top 10 positions. Qualifying results. Let's have a quick look as Toss and Tiny Darspite going at it. Qualifying been alright. He's only gone into Q3 5 times, so maybe he just needs to work on qualifying to get a better race result and better championship result. So he's had a good year. Delta Lima. He's battled away. Delta Lima. He's been all right. He's usually been at the back, I'm not going to lie. But he's battled it out. He turns up week in, week out, though. See, you can't put a price on that. You can't put a position on that. Guys that just turn up week in, week out. As we see Kelly Robb, has Market Kenya had a moment? I reckon he might have. While they've been dribbling, I reckon Market Kenya's had a bit of a moment. So Ted Wardo pits up a 3-second time penalty. All right, so this could make it interesting. We're on the last lap. We're lap 29. And Kelly Robb's got the DRS onto Market Kenya into turn 1. Doesn't have enough to get it done, but Market Kenya's had some sort of moment there. P2's up for grabs now. So Honesy, he's 3 seconds up the road. Stein and Kachau swapping positions again. So he might have sent it pretty deep there into turn 1, Kachau. So he remains in P5. But let's have a look at this little battle here, though. This is Kelly Robb and Market Kenya. So can Kelly Robb finish one step higher on the podium? Market Kenya, you've raced a good race. This is probably the best race I've seen him race this season. So it would be disappointing for him to lose a podium step. But Kelly Robb, Will Ans goes fastest lap on a 1:28.2 on those fresh soft tyres. Kelly Robb's got the DRS going into turn 11. Doesn't use any of his battery. Doesn't have much left. Probably going to save it for later in the lap. Runs a bit of a tighter line there. Alright, so this is going to go down to the wire. Honesy, I'll get to you in a second. I've seen enough of you this season anyway. But he's going up the back straight. Kelly Robb's got a good toe on Market Kenya. This is going to go down to the final corner. I'm going to keep it on there. Honesy's going to cross the line. Kelly Robb on the last turn, on the last lap of the season, has taken P2. So Kelly Robb, well done. Takes a well-deserved P2. Market Kenya P3. He'd be upset with that. Dommy Lee finishes P4, Stein in P5, Kachau P6, but drops down to P8 after penalties. Tiny Darspite gets another points finish and he keeps the streak alive. Yurtis! 4 weeks in a row, well done Yurtis. He gets another point finish. Congratulations to him. Rainer Zufor, P11, Exotic, P12, Zandvoort, P13. He's battling it. Oh, Delta Lima, the two Husk guys going at it. This is probably look at this battle right until the end. Fighting until the very last corner of the last lap. Kachau left the session. Not a happy chappy, I would think. All right. Delta Lima is going to be close to the line. Delta's got him. So Delta Lima finishes P14, P15, Will Ans. and P16 is Sam Spaniel. So well done to Honesy. I didn't get you on the crossing the line, but well done. Congratulations. He takes home round 15, takes home another victory. He's had quite a few of them this season to solidify his position in the championship. And I think Kachow would have taken home P3 in the championship as well. So, Honesy, how many race wins did you have this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins for Honesy this year. So, congratulations to him. Will Ann's got the fastest lap. Well done, Will Ann's. That's the second time a Huss has gotten the fastest lap. Delta Lima did it in round 6 in Austria. It's broken the 4-race streak of fastest laps. So the last 4 races, the fastest lap has gone to a Mercedes driver. So that's well done to Will for doing that. Where else? Where are we? All right, so that's our race winner. So representing Azerbaijan, Mark Ken, you'd be a bit upset with that, wouldn't you? But Kelly Rob, well done. Like I said, potential championship contender next season if he comes back. I don't know either way. I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything. But that's yeah. So Stein, Tiny Darspike, Toss the Caber, Kachow finished P8. Henry Rogers, Yurtis, Rainer Zufall, Exotic, Zandvoort, Delta, Will Ann, Sam Spaniel, Ted Wardo, Viet. That is the final result for Season 3 of the Nemesis Racing League. Let's just do it. So when Kachow finished 8th and Domi Lee 4th. So Domi Lee 4th, Kachow. I don't think that's enough. Kachow was 8th. Let's see if I can just quickly work it out before we go. No one else has got anything else better to do you? Well, I do have stuff I've got to do today. But where are we? Let's quickly work it out. I don't think it is enough. So Kachow would have gotten 4 points, I believe. Yeah, so 4 points for Kachow. And 4th gets 12. So let's have a quick look at it now. So Kachow gets 4 points. 4 points. This is how I do the championship standings every week. I'm just like the absolute worst person when it comes to championships, stats and whatnot. I'm just terrible. No, he hasn't done it. He's missed out. So he goes 152. So he's missed out by 3 points, Tommy Lee. He's missed out on P3 by 3 points. Last week, my man, you had your chance. Does anyone want to jump on for an interview for the last race? I'm still streaming it. Anyone can jump on. We don't need a race winner. We don't need I don't need anyone else, but anyone. I'll put it in the Discord. Let me just. Can be anyone. I'll just wait. See if we can get maybe Tiny Darspike, my fellow commentator in SFR. Yes, he will. Marky Kenya will. All right, let's get it done. All right, I'll send out invites. Why not, eh? Just put everyone in. I don't know how to do that, Rainer. Alright, so we'll wait for those guys to... What about Will Ans? Will Ans, you want to jump on, Will? Yeah, we'll add him as well. Oh, who's this? Ah, it's my man Ben. How are you, Tiny Diet? Points again! Yeah, walk us through it. How did you go today? You were on the stream a bit. I didn't follow all of it. Uh,
That's all right. So I started P12 on the hards. Me and Dummy started P12 on the hards, and we actually did pretty well. I say we moved through the field well. We thought the one stop would be better, so actually in Q2, I think I definitely had the pace to make Q3, but I decided to take the mediums, and if I didn't make it, screw it, I'll start on the mediums. So
yep.
start P12, so that's what I did, and just had to work my way through the field at the end on the medium stint. So I got by Toss and Henry.
Yep.
And I think was Jordy. Yeah.
Okay. Now I do have one pressing question though. The Indiana Pacers, mate. What happened yesterday?
I didn't actually watch, so I can only speculate that the Indiana Pacers were doing their best impression of mediocrity.
They were. All right, I will stay off basketball for a bit. But so you're happy with the constructors? I think you guys will move up into P3 of the constructors. So you and Dommy got a really solid result today. And yeah, it's been a great season. You've been one of the stronger pairings as well. Did you talk about it during the week? Did you discuss it or anything?
The season so far, we talked about it a little bit. I think if I had performed better throughout the season, I think we definitely could have actually won the constructors championship because Holmesy wasn't too far, or Ferrari weren't. Sorry, we're too far away. But yeah, I think we just said that if I had performed better, we could have done that because Nami had a great season.
He did. He unfortunately the streak ended today of Q3 appearances, but your streak of points finishes. Where did you finish today? I didn't see. I know it was in the points. P6. So you've kind of finished around there pretty regularly this season. But well done, man. Congratulations. Are you joining me tomorrow for SFR?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. See you, mate. Who else? You too, man. Who else do we have? We've got Mark Kenya, Will Anns in here as well. Who can I hear? Who's this? Will?
It's Will here.
Will, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Do you have a can of Rich Energy next to you while you're racing? Ah, okay. I've not seen them in Australia, so I just thought I saw it with your stash that you had. It would cost me a lot. Yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth it. Fastest lap today, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. I just thought, why not at the end, and just went for it. Delta slowed up and gave me the DRS. I don't know if you saw that.
I got it all on the stream at the end there. So with you two battling it out to the end as well. So you had a decent your qualifying today. I think was your second best qualifying of the season. So before that it was 5th in China, and then you qualified 8th today. So what was different about today than every other week? Because you've got your second best qualifying today.
I don't know really. I think I just put together quite a decent lap. I mean, I was really surprised. Across the line, I was like, what? So it said P4 originally when I first set the lap. People were still on their laps.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And how do you rate your season? How do you what do you give yourself out of 10 for the season?
I'd probably say a 7. I mean, I haven't attended most of the races really. I've only I will be next season, so
Oh, you've only missed 3. You only missed three races this season. Yeah, no, it's been good. You've had some interesting moments across the season. Not going to lie, but overall it's been good, and a good result today. So qualifying was good. Race not as good as your qualifying, but still you got something to build on for next season, for season 4. So congratulations, man. Well done, and we'll see you next season. Thanks, mate. All right, and Marky Kenya, are you there?
Yes.
My man, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Are you a bit disappointed after losing P2?
Well, on the second to last one, I had a punch.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because we saw Yeah, because we saw. I had it on the stream. We saw Kelly Robb. So so was that on the second to last lap or second to last corner? So did you have because you had a decent gap over Kelly Robb. So did you have some kind of moment?
I just slowed down. I don't know, just hot up, so I guess maybe I tired or something.
Okay. All right. And give us a review of your season. How have you found it? What do you give yourself out of 10 for the season?
This is my lowest target.
Mm.
Used to perform better than this.
Yeah.
Luck hasn't been always on my side.
Mm.
Performance and sometimes last minute.
Well, you had. Yeah, sorry to cut you off because you've had four fastest laps. No, four fastest laps this year, fastest laps of the race, and your qualifying is generally pretty good as well. Like I'm having a look at it here. So your last month hasn't been great, but before that you were pretty regularly in Q3. You missed a round as well, so you missed a round in China. But so what? But it doesn't necessarily translate into your race, your race position. So you've the last week you finished sixth. This week you finished third. But before that you hadn't finished in the points for about 4 or 5 weeks. So what happens? What happens in the race compared to qualifying? So what do you think it is? What do you find happens in the race? You had a good start to the year, but what do you find happens in the race?
I feel maybe like needless mistakes.
Mm.
Sometimes it just happen.
Mm.
Went into the rush. It's like in Canada, I spun.
Yep.
Australia, I spun too. So
Yeah.
that's down.
Yeah. You had a couple of DNFs. You had a DNF in Circuit of America with the spectacular crash, and then round 7 you had another DNF there as well. So, and then you didn't race a few weeks ago now in China. So, all right, you coming back for season 4?
Well, I have to do better than this. So, I guess.
Yeah, you want to come back and redeem yourself. Nice. All right. Well, congratulations on P3. That's your 3rd podium of the season. So that's still not bad. That's not a bad finish to the season. I'm not too sure how that will translate into championship standings because you were 11 points behind Tiny Darspike, who finished in the points today. So you might have overtaken him for P8. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see for all of that. So well done. One last question before I go. One last question. How do you decide what country you're going to represent before every race every week?
Actually, because I don't have my flag, Kenyan flag.
Ah.
I just pick the ones I haven't picked yet. I just use every flag.
Yeah. Ah. So they don't have a Kenyan flag on the game.
Yeah, they don't.
Ah. That's disappointing. I don't know why they wouldn't have Kenya on there. Oh, all right. Well, we'll have to. Yeah, that's disappointing. All right. Well, congratulations. Well done on your podium today. Yeah, P2 kind of snatched away from you. You had a great race. I reckon today was your best race of the season. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I think in terms of qualifying, you qualified 4th, you finished 3rd, you battled it out with Honesy for most of the race as well. So well done, man. It was a really good race, good way to finish the season, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you in season 4.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, mate. Bye. All right, so that is it. That's the season done. Season is yeah, I might have stuffed up with the interviews there. Sorry if they were a bit quiet, but we'll work on that. Damn it. All right, I didn't do it properly. Anyway, practice makes perfect. So that's the season done. So season 3 of Nemesis Racing League. It was 15 weeks. 15 weeks of racing. We had a little break in between. But that's and we had the little interleague race there with FRL. But I know from my perspective, I've certainly enjoyed it. As I mentioned earlier on the broadcast, getting up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning has been very, very enjoyable. Considering I'm not a morning person, I've enjoyed every time I've gotten up, and it's been fantastic. So it's been awesome to be a part of Nemesis Racing League as well. It's a really, really great community. It's the guys, it's the people that make the community, and yeah, just some absolutely cracking people that are in the league. Toss does an absolutely fantastic job of running it as well. Yeah, I can't imagine it would be very easy either. But yeah, it's the people that make it, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Looking forward to continuing on. Thanks for all the kind messages that I get about the commentary as well. I really appreciate that. I'm wanting to make it even better next season, so I've got a couple of things up my sleeve that I'm hopefully going to be able to put forward for season 4, which will be good. So stay tuned. But until then, my name is Nick. That's me done for this season. That's everyone done for this season. Hope you can join us for season 4. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.